So this is only the second time I've ever recorded myself talking, and not nearly with this quality or this good of a camera, but this is going to be completely unedited, and hopefully my camera doesn't die. But there's just kind of something that I wanted to talk about, and for those of you who know me personally and really, this might be a little weird for you, but it's just kind of something that I've been thinking about and something that I've kind of been trying to work through by myself. And sorry, I'm sick. Something that I've just been kind of thinking about, and I don't really know where to go with it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what steps I want to take, what steps I don't want to take. But it basically has to do with how I identify. And for those of you who don't know what that means, I don't really know if anybody doesn't know what that means by now, but it's just kind of like with sexual orientation and, like gender identity and all of these like different categories of things that all kind of go together. So most of you know that I consider myself gay. I am very, very much into girls. Have been all my life. Never, ever, ever once for a second was that untrue. Never have I ever had romantic feelings for a guy. It's kind of gross to me. But I mean, hey, for those of you who are straight, you do you. God, I'm so awkward. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so here it goes. Here goes nothing. Basically, I don't know how I identify gender-wise. Sometimes I wake up and I want to, I want somebody to tell me that I'm cute, and I don't necessarily want to dress like cute, but like, I want my hair to look nice, and I want it to be super curly and wavy and whatever, and I want people to look at me and be like, wow, she's cute. And, I think all girls kind of want that at some point in their lives, at some point during the day, whatever. But sometimes I wake up and I'm like, don't call me cute. I want to wear a t-shirt, and I want to go to the gym, and I want to wear, my hat backwards, and I want to sound and look more masculine. And when people tell me, when somebody calls me dude instead of, hey miss, or somebody, waiters have called me he, and people call me yo man, what's up? And it's like, I like that. There's a part of me that kind of resonates with that and kind of is like, oh yeah, that was awesome. That didn't make me uncomfortable at all. And then somebody calls me miss and, ma'am and sweetie. People call me sweetie, but that just kind of makes me uncomfortable in general. I don't know. It doesn't make me uncomfortable when people call me honey and miss and doll and whatever. But it just doesn't feel the same as when somebody calls me, dude and bro and, whatever. It feels different, and I don't know how to explain that, and I had never really talked about it with anyone, on a, real level like this. And I just don't know what to do about it, and this is very hard for me to kind of say, because I've only ever really said this once, and it was to somebody who didn't really understand and will probably never understand fully what I'm feeling. And I don't know, it's just kind of it's very confusing. I'm very confused, and I guess I'm just kind of recording this to just kind of talk it out and to maybe post it someday and have somebody, or people reach out and be like, hey, I totally get what you're feeling. It's not, you're not crazy. You're not going crazy. You're completely valid in how you feel. And, this is how I feel. And I've wanted to kind of find somebody that I can be friends with that will, completely understand what I'm feeling, that either has gone through it or is going through it. And that'd kind of be awesome, because I have awesome people in my life that I can talk to, and that I can open up to about this kind of thing, and that, you know, will be there for me. But it's very hard to work through, like, by yourself with people who don't necessarily understand. And that's not to say that, like, they aren't helpful, because people who I've talked to about this have been very helpful, and they've been very supportive, and, you know, whatever. But I just think that this is something that I need to figure out, like, on my own. And it's something that is very, very personal and very, very, like, me. I don't really know how else to put it, but it's very, like, me, and very, like, I need to figure this out for myself, and I want to figure it out for myself. I know that, like, people say, like, oh, you know, you don't need to label yourself. Labels are, you know, like, not important, and you don't have to, but it would make things a lot easier for me mentally and, like, emotionally and whatever. It would just make things a lot easier for me in general with myself if I could label myself, and if I could be like, oh yes, like, this is who I am, this is how I identify, this is, you know, who I like, this is just like, lay it out on the table flat. It'd make things a lot easier for me. And, you know, for people who have questions, because I've gotten, you know, like, I have a tattoo right here, for those of you who don't know, and it says she, he, they on it, which, if you're not aware, those are pronouns for, you know, how people identify themselves, what they, you know, like to go by. And I have them tattooed on me because I wake up sometimes, and, like I said before, I wake up sometimes and I feel more feminine. And so, of course, in the middle of filming that, my camera dies. But anyways, I have these tattooed on me because sometimes I wake up and I feel more feminine, which is, you know, the she part of it. The he is for the days that I wake up and I want somebody to call me bro, and I want to be like, hey dude, what's up? You know, and I want to fit in with the guys, and I want to, you know, be more masculine that day. And they is for the days when I'm just kind of like, you know what, I don't really feel masculine, I don't really feel feminine, I'm just kind of me. And it took me kind of a long time to realize that, like, that was a thing that, you know, was okay, and that it was all right to feel like me, and to feel kind of somewhere in between, and, you know, to not really pick one side or the other, and that I could be me without being he or she. Wow, that that really rhymed a little bit. And yeah, so I don't know, it's gonna be a process, and I might make another video talking about it. But for now, I think that is the extent of the things that I have to say. If you're watching this, I really apologize for how awkward this has been. But yeah, we'll see where this goes, I guess.